are Pro Cannabis Media.
Welcome back to the C-section or last section of this Weed Talk News show. I'm Alaina Pinto. The state of Florida is a political battleground state, and now with an adult use of cannabis question on the ballot, both sides are starting to pour millions of dollars into the media to try and convince their citizens one way or another. It's Trulieve and Smart and Safe Florida against their governor, Ron DeSantis, and now billionaire Ken Griffin, who is throwing some pocket change of $12 million into the fight. Our new Florida reporter is Jeff Aker, and he's a horticultural consultant in the Sunshine State. Here's Jeff.
I'm Jeff Aker from Horticulture Consulting in Florida with this week's Florida Cannabis Report for Weed Talk News. With Amendment 3 coming in the fall, we've had a couple millionaires jump on to oppose and support the passage of 3. Ken Griffin from Miami has pledged to donate $20 million to oppose it. Ken says that it will cause a monopoly for dispensaries and to permit pot use in public places and a lot of crime. With 24 medical marijuana suppliers in Florida, the bill is going to spread the adult use through those 24, so I don't feel it's going to make a monopoly on anyone, just make them more successful, especially if we get the rescheduling, which will allow them to be a more profitable business, being able to deduct costs. He also says it'll cause more crime. Right now we have a problem with crime. It's called black market. The poll numbers are looking good in Florida with what we need to pass the bill. We're looking at like 65 or 63% versus 38% with 3 or 4% undeclared. So it's looking good. Trulieve has put over $60 million into the passing of it. And if you stop by your local Trulieve store, they're giving away yes on number 3 bumper stickers, t-shirts, pre-rolls. So stop by your local Trulieve store and stock up on that, and let's get the word out. There's going to be a lot of this way and that way coming with all this money that's being thrown this way and that way. Our governor, Ron DeSantis, has said he is going to veto it. He does not like it. He does not want his state, quote, to smell like cannabis. Well, he says marijuana, but smell like cannabis. We have 886,000 medical patients in Florida. Florida is a great market for cannabis. It will generate like $9 billion in sales tax funds. There's a lot of fireworks going on in Florida on this Amendment 3. So come back, I'll give you more. Again, I'm Jeff Aker.
Now let's go from Florida and head to the West Coast to hear what's going on in Washington and Oregon. Here's Matthew Friedlander in Washington State and Marianne Cursetjee for Oregon.
Hi, I'm Matthew Friedlander, coming to you from the owner's office here at Skagit Organics with the Washington State Cannabis Report for Weed Talk News. So we are a little slow on the legislative and regulatory front again this week, but it is summertime and we are in the cannabis industry. So let's have a little fun and talk about some events that are happening here in Washington. 2 events are business related. These are networking events for our retailers and our producer processors or manufacturers. Think about like speed dating for business. So Interchange will be happening next week, the 13th and 14th in Spokane. Find out more information about that event if you want at interchangemv.com. And the safety meeting hosted by the Cannabis Professionals Network will be down in Linwood on the 27th and the 28th. You can find more info about that group at cpnpromotions.com. And then Zaz is hosting a adult summer camp at Deception Pass on Bowman Bay here in Washington. Beautiful area. Highly recommend checking that out if you have never been there before and are looking to make a trip somewhere. You can find more info about that at livewellnessretreats.com, LIV wellnessretreats.com. And then on the 24th of August, the Bakermans Collective is hosting their 5th annual Baked and Blessed event. So this is a great just community gathering event. This will be happening down in Seattle. You can find their event on Event High online. Baked and Blessed 5 is what you're looking for there. So that's what we've got for you as far as cannabis events this month here in Washington. I'll be back next week with the report, but that's what I've got for you today. My name is Matthew, reporting for Weed Talk News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
I'm Marianne from Alibi with this week's Oregon Cannabis Report for Weed Talk News. Last week, the IMET, Illegal Marijuana Enforcement Team, seized cannabis plants, cash, and weapons from a location in Josephine County. This property has a number of violations relating to waste disposal, unpermitted buildings, illegal water use, and cannabis production. A large amount of plastic was burned and buried, creating an environmental wasteland. These illegal operations are a blight on our fledgling industry and have no place in our beautiful state. Next, Oregon Senator Ron Wyden and 6 other senators have sent a letter strongly supporting the rescheduling of cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. The letter outlines the benefits of rescheduling, including bolstering the industry and ending the war on drugs. The letter also states that, quote, cannabis should be entirely descheduled, end quote. Hopefully the DEA and the Attorney General hear this message and deschedule cannabis to remove the punitive 280E tax framework. And finally, it's wildfire season again, and a number of areas around the state are under mandatory evacuation. We're hoping that all of the people and animals safely escape these fires. That's the Oregon Cannabis Report for this week. I'm Marianne with Alibi for Weed Talk News.
In Arkansas, the medical-only program is trying to expand, but needs more signatures to get the proposal on the fall ballot. Our man in Arkansas is the Shake Man, Kevin Shakir.
Hey everybody, it is Kevin Shakir, aka the Shake Man, and I'm right here in, of course, the natural state, Arkansas, and I'm with one of the registrars here. This is Trevor Register, believe it or not. We have less than 30 days right now, Trevor.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So Trevor, what actually, why are you doing this?
So I've always been an advocate for medical marijuana, but the whole marijuana industry as a whole. So I wanted to be front and center, talking to people, hearing from them how they even feel about it. And I just wanted to be that representation for the community that you don't usually get to see on TV. Usually you see clouded people who can't make good judgment calls. I wanted to show people that there's people who use marijuana who are actually just as intelligent as that everyday person. So I wanted to be a representation for the community.
Now, this is going to be on the vote for November, correct?
Yes, sir. So we are trying to get it on the ballot. We're trying to meet a certain criteria of a number. So
I think it's around about 14,000.
Yes,
sure,
sir.
huh?
14, and I'm pretty sure in 14 we can probably get done in 2 weeks. They're giving us about 3 more weeks of additional time. So it will be on the ballot. This isn't a for or against. That's why I tell everybody, you're not voting for this when you sign a petition. You're just voting to put this before the people, and that's what I want people to stress and pay more attention to.
You know, I hear a lot about fentanyl and that type of situation. Do you feel that would kind of mitigate that a little bit?
Yes, sir. And from all the research that I've done personally, I've seen where anywhere where there's a whether it be fentanyl or just an opioid crisis, marijuana, the whole industry, that has helped tremendously get people away. I've talked to at least 5 to 7 people who've already told me how they haven't gotten off of 1 pill, 2 pills, but 15 pills at most. Sometimes they're taking that within a month. So I'm telling anyone who will listen that it's not a cure, but it is altering. So it does keep you away from those stronger drugs. That's another reason why I'm out here. I have family members who really struggle with prescription drugs. So I wanted to show them a different way, and I know that this would be a more enlightened way.
Yes. All right. Would you like to allude on any final words right now?
Just get out and vote, state of Arkansas. This, I know a lot of you guys don't want to sign this petition, but this is just the first step toward recreational. A lot of people need to understand that. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm out here. They want to slow walk the process in the state of Arkansas. I'm willing to slow walk with them. So, hey, let's slow walk. I need you guys to support. Need your support. Sign the petition, please.
That's right. Remember, vote, vote, vote. You sign the petition, and then we're going to vote in November to put that into place. You're going to see Trevor. Wherever you see Trevor, sign that petition if you haven't signed it before, because again, the reason why we are going through this process is we had 77,000 votes that were counted. We're short. The count is 90,704, and we just didn't meet that. So again, Arkansas, vote, vote, vote. Again, this is Kevin Shakir, the Shake Man for We Talk News.
And finally tonight, I got nothing. Summer is winding down, the presidential election is heating up, and cannabis is right in the middle of it all. We'll leave you this week with an excerpt from Cannabis Legalization News with Thomas Howard and Miggy 420. I'm Alaina Pinto. Remember, it's a whole new world of weed out there. Use it responsibly, and I'll see you next week.
We have a big one today. Trump has come out and said that people should not be criminalized over marijuana as more states legalize. And does that mean that it is no longer a single issue voting election? We're going to dive into the things that Trump has said about cannabis and all of our other news stories for the week. What he said makes me think it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be a single issue voter this time around. So like Biden, I think it's going to get rescheduled. And so like, he's not sitting there saying we got to stop this. He's sitting there saying like, why are we doing it? And so like, Congress doesn't want to do their job.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to be on CNN. And so if you are in Congress and want to be on CNN, I hate you and you should do your job, because you're making 174 large a year and you have a staff that's worth millions of dollars and you have no revenue expectations. You dumb mother. And so then you get amazing healthcare and all of that. And the only thing you have to do is say like, yeah, Schedule 3 would be good. Because we don't know what we're doing. And we want you, the guys in the administration, to do our job for us and write us a law that we could then codify. Cool.
Codify would be nice. I mean, if it can actually last, right? Like this is...
No, they can't write their own laws. They can't write their own laws. And so they're having the Justice Department write the law right now as pursuant to the rulemaking process. I mean, it's like, when you go to law school and like you're generations deep and being an Eagle Scout and all this other stuff, I'm like, people just expect it from you. And then you like look at America and you see like, what the and so why don't they do their jobs? Because the only thing they have to do is win the primary and they're guaranteed a job. Schedule 3 is not trash.
No, it's
Hey,
not.
if you think that guy's dispensary, I'll go there. We should do a show.
That'd be dope. But the thing is, like, neither or is going to do the legalization part, right? Either Harris or
No, they want the administration to write the bill.
Yeah.
Because they don't want, and so if it becomes law because of Schedule 3, and that's the only thing, he's not allowed to regulate it. He's not allowed to like drop it, the schedule. And so if it has to become Schedule 3 through this rulemaking process, Congress has freeloaded, like amazing jazz song, Freddie the Freeloader, Miles Davis, right? Like 1959 and all that. But they've freeloaded the entire job they were elected to do onto the Department of Justice's administrative head and the Office of Legal Counsel. Great work there, Congress. Hey, you know what you should do? Take the rest of the summer off.
We are Pro Cannabis Media.
Yeah, it's a great question because cannabis is very exciting. It's almost like, mom and pop drugstores. You could start whatever you wanted. You could be pretty successful. And then there are the business people who see the revenue potential. And those are the ones that I think that are going to become the buyers going forward. And then smaller companies will be the sellers. And then there'll be another group of like, what the heck happened? And there'll probably be some craft survivors as well. But I think, the access to capital in business, this is becoming a mature business, just like craft beer or the car industry from, the 1910s to today. Yeah, I think Schedule 3 will have radical changes. I think we're going to see consolidation in the space independent of Schedule 3. Schedule 3 will influence the flavor of the consolidation, but it's going to happen no matter what.
Will that open up more capital?
It'll open up more capital, more access. One way or another, as the industry consolidates, they're going to have to get access to capital. The buyers will, and that's going to change the markets fundamentally.
Coming up on We Talk News this week, WNBA superstar and Olympic champion Brittany Griner gets busted at a Russian airport for carrying hash oil.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alaina Pinto, and this is Weed Talk News.
Hey, everybody. It's Brandon Jones with Big Green Distribution with the Missouri Cannabis Report.
I'm Karen Black from Greenfinger Consulting with the Arizona Cannabis Report.
I'm Matthew Friedlander, coming to you from the owner's office here at Skagit Organics.
I'm Amy Carter from Michigan Weedsters.
My name's Tom. You can find me over at Cannabis Legalization News.
I'm Jill Goldsberry with We Talk News New Jersey, and we are back.
Andrew Behringer here reporting from Washington, D.C.
Our Canadian correspondent with We Talk News, Debbie Fazy with the Canadian Toke of the Week.
I'm Doug Miller from Highland Wall Street with this week's Cannabis Stock Report for Weed Talk News.